everybody, Deb Yager here, and
This guy.
I'm Brandon Yager.
How's everyone doing?
How's your Wednesday going?
So continuing on with our 6-figure networking secrets.
So what we do, by the way, we're co-founders of Yager Training, and we help people empower themselves through neuro-linguistic programming, which is the science of success and how to create lots and lots of business in your life.
How to model excellence.
Yes.
Find somebody that's doing something amazing in life at your business or whatever it is that you do and model them.
Hey, Kathy. Hey, Becky. It's good to see you. Hey, people. So this is the second episode of our 6-figure secrets for networking. And we're super excited because today we're going to talk about how to select a profitable group for you and your specific type of client that you're looking for.
How to find the right events to go to, how often do you go to them, all of those things when it comes to networking, all things networking in Austin.
So in the beginning, we kind of just did a shotgun approach, and we learned from our own mistakes, and we learned as we went. And so we're just going to share the pros and cons of different types of networking group. I know that when we first got into town, in fact, before we got here, I did research online and I started looking up Meetup. And I had in the back of my mind, this is something that we want you to do as well, is think about, your avatar. You want to be very crystal clear on who you want to connect with, right? What they like to do, where do they hang out? I mean, this is typical marketing stuff. How much money they have, how much are they willing to invest, and figure out where those type of people hang out.
Who is your ideal client? I know that so many people talk about that, but it's so true. You got to get really, really specific in ideally who your client is, because here's the thing, not everybody is a client. Not all clients are clients. I know everybody's like, oh, if they breathe, I want them. It's like, trust me, you don't. You want to get real specific, because then once you pick that specificity, people will fall into the bucket that are on both sides.
And here's the thing, even if you do go to a networking group, because there's a lot of networking groups that we tried out a couple of times.
How many there are.
And a couple of times. And again, you go to one time, in my opinion, that isn't enough to really get an opinion of the group, because sometimes networking groups will be really, really great. And then some days will be a little bit less people there. The energy may be low. So give it a couple of times to make a decision. However, if you're sitting in the room and you feel like, oh my gosh, these are not the people I'm looking for, then go to another one. No big deal. Another thing to consider is so budget. So some of them are free. So a lot of ones on Meetup are free. So then you may also be attracting a lot of people that like things for free. So that's something to keep in mind. Right. Yep. And then, so another thing to keep in mind too is the morning ones versus the afternoon ones versus the evening ones. So I like the ones super early in the morning or in the afternoon. My personal preference from the ones that we went to, the ones that I found that I got the most results, are the ones that have an agenda. And I always like to find ones where you're going to be able to get up in front of the room and be able to speak your message and to do your pitch, essentially.
Those are always valuable. Anytime you can get in front of a group of people and share 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, whatever it is, as many people as possible, those are extremely valuable events, because that's your time to shine and really let people know what you do. And then people that are interested will come up, and then you can start the next step of the 5-step sales process and really start to prospect. So definitely with an agenda, meaning get in and get out, right? Yeah. It's not just a social event. Those are great too.
And we found some ways to also do that effectively too.
Right. And they're great. The social networkings are great. We'll get into those. So budget-wise, so there's some that are free. There's some that are membership, lifetime membership. There's some that cost maybe $5 to $10 every time you go. So it really needs to fit your budget. And you're investing in your business. You have to treat this like this is marketing. There's a lot of people that don't take networking very seriously. And I think that's why they get what they get out of it. So if it's not working, look at where do you take it seriously? Where do you not take it seriously? Because look, if you can't afford a funnel, social media, ad spend, Google pay-per-click, you can't go build a $6,000 website, all these things that everybody says you need. Look, this is grassroots basic marketing.
Yes.
You don't have to invest that much money into this, and you can still get a huge return out. And we really proved that in 2018. So by all means, you want to take it seriously. And probably the number one thing we'll get into is the system of what you do and how do you take it seriously aftermath, after you get the business cards, after you collect all these contacts, then what, which we'll get into. But so the events itself, anytime you get in front of it and you can speak, huge value.
Yes, absolutely. And a lot of these networking groups, not only can you go around and do the pitch, if you go and connect with the leader of it, a lot of times they'll have speaker spots where you can do a 10-minute, about you, what your business has to offer. And if you do this right, you can literally close, 30% of the room or even more, depending upon your product or service. And if you're in front of the right people, it's tremendously powerful to be able to get up and do a speaker spot. So if you ever get a chance to get to a networking event where you have longer, like 2 minutes is really, really valuable. You can definitely sell from stage in 2 minutes. You can also sell from stage 5 minutes and 10 minutes if you're doing it right. And the 30-second pitch, we're going to talk specifically on how powerful that can be. But the fact is that not only is it powerful for you to be able to say what you do and have other people know what you do, it's also powerful for you to sit in the room and listen to everybody else, because it saves you time, because I'm listening every single person around the room. Are they my niche client, or do they have somebody that I need to talk to?
You want to know who's in the room.
Go immediately and connect with them afterwards.
You want to know who is in the room, right?
Yes. And with these networking events,
it saves you a lot of time, because here's the thing about networking. Yes, you are going to invest quite a bit of time and energy.
Yes.
That is, it may be
strategically though.
Not as much financial investment as much as it is energy and time.
Yes.
So there is a commitment there.
Another thing that I found with these type of networking groups that have the structured process, maybe the morning and the afternoon ones, sometimes the evening ones, you want to get there a little bit early, because the earlier you are, people are starting to trickle in, and you can start really connecting with people and doing your selection process. Okay, like, who is this person? Who is this person? Is this person somebody I want to talk to? And a lot of times you connect and build rapport before everybody goes around. And then, because a lot of people, because they have a small amount of time frame, they'll get there early, but then they'll dash out really quickly after the end. And so you may lose an opportunity. But if you get there earlier, then you have a chance to connect with those people and then build more rapport by your pitch on stage.
Yep.
Anything else on that one? I like those.
Nailed it.
I like those so much because it has like a purpose, and everybody knows why we're here. In the beginning I struggled more with the type of social type of events. And we've done quite a few in the evening where it's drinking involved and all those things. And my strategy for that, because I'm not really a drinker and I don't really like talking to people after they've had quite a few drinks, because
you're not sure who you're talking to.
No, you don't know who you're talking to.
Are you talking to the drink?
Nothing happens. No business happens. Well, they probably don't even remember you in some cases.
You call them the next day, hello, and they go, hi, who's this? Well, we had a great conversation last night. Do you remember?
Yeah. So you want to get to those pretty early.
Get in and get out.
Yeah. And again, it's all about you building rapport. Some people feel more comfortable in those if they have something in their hand. If you're not a drinker, then do club soda, or just, limit yourself to 1 glass of wine or whatever that is. But get in and get out and go in with volition and start building rapport while people are loosening up. You can feel them. You can almost feel the energy in the room when you step into those. And like, if it's early on and people feel kind of awkward, they don't know what they're doing. And so it's a great opportunity for you to get in and start just building relationships and bringing people together, and be one of those people that puts yourself into the circle that's already created, that people are already building rapport. It's a great practice for you to kind of get out of your comfort zone and start talking and like pull yourself into a conversation, because it's a little different type of energy during the daytime networking versus the nighttime.
Absolutely.
I think it's a real great stretch for us to build our confidence muscle.
So Hannah brought up a good point. Do I spend thousands of dollars to join a networking group? So here's the thing, we
have
to name like some names. BNI it's a pretty expensive thing. It's an ongoing monthly deal. At the end of the year, you're probably going to have invested at least $1,200 to $1,500 a year, somewhere in that ballpark, right? That's not even time and energy. There's other groups out there that we've joined, the Buzz in Austin, and that's right around $2,000 for a lifetime membership. So for us, look, here's the thing: do what you can financially as far as what you can afford, and a lifetime membership just makes sense, because if you're selling products and you're going to connect with these people, I will say about networking, It's interesting to see when you go to a new event, you go about 3 or 4 times consistently, let's say every week, and you see people come and they never come back. And that's part of life, right? Some get it. Some people are consistent, others are not. And so the more consistent you are within one group, you're going to build rapport. Because here's the thing, a lot of people don't buy from people they don't trust. They don't want to see you whisk in and whisk out. And that's part of it is, so building rapport, they know you're showing up, you're actually asking really good questions to find out if you can help them, they can help you, you can serve each other's businesses. So
another thing to consider too, I mean, people hate me to say this and to pay to play. The people that actually invest and are in a financial position to invest into a high ticket type of group or mastermind.
That's a good point.
Those people are going to have, I mean, theoretically, maybe they spent all their money on the actual admission into the mastermind. I mean, and most people aren't going to blow their entire savings account by joining one group. And so you're working with a different level of people,
of entrepreneurs and business owners.
Yes, that have other connections that have more financial stability, as well as they may be the specific people that you're looking for.
Yeah, because if you have skin in the game, here's the other thing too, with a lifetime membership or any kind of membership to a networking group, look, you're going to actually put some time into it. You're going to put some effort into it. Nothing against the free ones or the low cost events. And there's a lot of people that don't take it seriously, and you get a lot of non-serious people that show up. So it's nice to be able to go to an event where it's like, hey, we're invested because of the group. The community is going to help each other. You know, we're all about community right now. That's where society is going to. We're building tribes. We're creating groups of people that are smaller and then they grow outwards. So, you know, you definitely want to find an event that you fit into, or at least go long enough to break out of the comfort zone before you just throw in the towel and say, this group sucks. Because I've seen a lot of people do that. And then I ask them, so how is business? And they go, it sucks. Business is terrible. I can't make a sale. And I'm like, yeah, I can smell the commission breath on you, you know, or I can smell the desperation. And so a lot of that's got to do with inconsistency and giving up and quitting way too early on when they could have been breaking through fear and a lot of their comfort zone issues. And I think that's all it is networking gets you out of the comfort zone. If you don't like it, good. Do it anyways. That's why you do it.
Well, and it's a balancing like having intention of, you know, wanting to, it's the intention behind why you're selling what you're selling. It's like, how can I serve all the people that I possibly can by my product or service or what I do, and knowing that I truly am bringing value to their life. And if you come from a place of service, then you're going to have that feeling of how can I help you so people won't get turned off by you. And so I always feel it's okay to go to any of these networking events, even including, this is the third type of groups, is like actual events. So Austin has a shit ton of events, like every single night. I get FOMO, and I hate admitting that I say that, but I have the fear of missing out because there's so many cool freaking things that I want to go to, and people that I've never met before, because it's such a melting pot. And there's people from all over that come and like do these really cool things together, and different masterminds, different types of light worker stuff, different really cool tech stuff. So there's all different kinds of things going all the time. And still, it's a great opportunity. And a lot of these costs like $35, sometimes it's $45, sometimes it's $100. The benefit is that you're actually getting some sort of education, which is awesome. And you're also going to be around people that are willing to invest. So that's awesome as well. And if you look at it as a way to connect and build long-lasting relationships, you definitely can get some business. In the beginning, it was a little weird for me to be there and also be about business at the same time. Some of them aren't really cool with you handing out your business cards. Depending upon the container, there's still a way that you can do it in an elegant way to where you're not breaking rapport and you're still building that it's the intention behind it, because you want to build long-lasting relationships and friendships.
Yeah. So networking, and here's the thing, even if you're doing other marketing efforts, networking is just a great way to get business like right now.
Yeah.
Right. You're investing in that time and energy to go meet some new people. Maybe you're new to the area. It's a great way to connect with people right now, as most people already know. The key is to have strategy behind it so you're actually successful. Most people that we talk to, they try it out for a little while. Like a lot of things, I tried it and it didn't work. Well, for what purpose? Why didn't it work? What did you do? What didn't you do? How did you do it, right? What's the mindset you approached it with? All these things on really what keeps one successful and which keeps one going back. So
another thing that you can do too, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go.
Okay. So I thought you were done.
I'm done.
I heard in my mind that you're done. So another thing you can do is when you're going around to these events. So the fourth category in my mind is creating your own event.
Yep.
So a lot of people like to create their own events. We actually did this in the beginning when we first came to Austin. And then we didn't keep it going, and we're actually going to start doing it again. So I want to talk about that as well. Is you can create a meetup of whatever you think is going to grab the type of clients you want, that's going to bring value to the community, so you can get a chance to get in front of people and connect with them, build rapport, build value for the life, and become the authority and expert. So you can create that. And while you're going around to these networking events, because Meetup will fill up people, though our experience with Meetup, some people are like great, and then there's some people that are just looking for freebies.
And it's kind of flaky too.
Yeah.
Because if there are too many if it is
all the time,
no
freebies either. That's what I mean.
Freebies.
Yeah.
The freebies can mean that you could have 60 people sign up and it could be a little flaky.
Because there's no commitment financially.
Because there's no commitment.
Yeah.
And so maybe 12 show up. And so you plan for 60, which we've never done.
Oh, we did that. Like my first meetup that I did here in Austin was in the beginning of the first of the year. And I had over 65 women sign up for it. And I rented out this beautiful space. We had all these chairs. I like practiced my PowerPoint, and I was super excited. And about 12 showed up. I definitely had an expectation hangover, and I had to get back into state really quick.
But you did amazing with the 12 that showed up.
It was good. It was a tremendous learning experience. Absolutely tremendous learning experience. So what you can do now, if you do want to create your own event, is by going to all these other events, you can be talking about your event. So you're farming people that are your niche people, on top of putting it on a platform like Eventbrite or Meetup, to where it's going to populate that way. And you going around to all the other networking events and bringing people into your event that you're hand choosing, to where you can get them all in the room, and then you have the stage for an hour or however long you want it.
Yep.
So it's a brilliant strategy for getting in front of people.
Absolutely. So I don't know if we answered that question. I'm pretty sure we did, especially when you're just getting started. So yeah, essentially, if you're going to invest in an event or a network group or a community, I think it's great if you can afford to do it, and if you're confident you're going to be able to get your investment back out, which of course you will if you've got communication skills. That leads me to the mindset of that and how you're going to approach it, right? If you're already thinking, how can this event pay for me and make my money? We have a lot of people that go, well, maybe if you refer me somebody, then I'll join. It's like, that's not the way it works. Your mindset's already in reverse. It's like, join, commit, then go take action and make that return happen, make the investment happen. So it's interesting that so many people, they're so scared. There's so much fear of like, well, I got to put up this big chunk of money, and what if I don't get my money back? Well, you're already thinking wrong if that's the way it's working for you. So
to me, as soon as we invested in, for an example, we've invested in quite a few different networking groups in the buzz, we got our value back immediately. Because I already knew that by doing that energetically, it already put skin in the game for me. And immediately after that, we enrolled a client into our 7-day practitioner training. And this has happened to us over and over again, because we say this in the training, by investing, it presupposes that you're going to be successful. So start thinking of it at the quantum level. By investing, it's putting the energy out into the universe for it to come back to you tenfold. And the catch is, all the neuro-linguistic programming that we teach, you must take action, you must be at cause, and you must have a mindset of prosperity while you're doing it. Because if you're thinking somebody owes you something because you invested, you're damming the flow of your energy. Yeah, you've already lost. Yeah. And so when we say taking massive action in the context of networking, just to give you an idea, there was weeks where we would do 6, 7, even more. And we know people that have done 10 networking events in a single week. So if you're doing 1 or 2 and you're like, gosh, whew, that was a lot of work. Listen, it's going to take a lot more than that. Massive action means triple, 4, sometimes 5xing. For some people, it's 10xing the amount of effort you're actually putting into your business. If you really want to make 6 figures, which is $100,000 or more, how bad do you want to make more money than you currently do? Or how bad do you want to get out of the current job that you're in order to get there? So Hannah's got a good question. Should you try and find networking groups where you're
where you're the only person in your field, or should you try and be around others in similar fields? Here's what I say to that.
I love that question.
I like the competition, to be honest. And I think for the people that are like, there's too many real estate agents here. Oh, there's too many real insurance brokers, or there's so many finance. Look, you could throw a shoe in this town and hit a coach, a financial planner, an insurance broker, and a real estate agent, because they're all under the same tree.
Probably all 5 of them at the same time.
It's all one person.
Sometimes.
No.
And we're saying that with all the love and respect.
Because here's the thing. Look, this is a big town. This is a growing town. And I think
those are really sought after industries.
Yeah, I mean, they're important industries. Kind of makes the world go around. And I think that if you run from competition, that tells me a lot about your skill set, and it also tells me a lot about your adversity of how can you handle objections, and how can you handle diversity as far as, oh my gosh, there's 3 people in the room. I'm going to get quotes and competitive offers or bids from all of them. Great, come talk to all of us. Like, I think it's great when there's somebody else to say, hey, you know what, you're not the ideal client for me, but I could actually refer you to Deb. She's a better coach that can better suit your needs. And that's, you're not just building your business, you're building a network and contacts of other people's businesses too. So I think that's interesting when people say there's just too many agents here. Look, you might have been on the day that many insurance agents showed up. I mean, it's like these groups they cycle, right? It's all secular, just like everything, just like the market, just like everything.
And you all have a unique personality, and you're going to do services a different way, and everybody's going to connect with each person differently. And again, it's all about who you want to work with. Not everybody's a client, and some of the clients that I find exhausting would probably be great for some other person that is doing similar things. And so it's really like taking ourselves out of scarcity mindset and going into abundant mindset.
Networking
and
is
how can
all
you
about
collaborate and help
again.
each other.
Networking
is all about being an abundant mindset,
not scarcity. And there's so much scarcity involved. Like, oh my gosh, I got to get to that person first.
And honestly, look at your competition too. Like, what are they doing? And then figure out what you do differently. That is specifically unique to you, because every single person in the world, I believe, has a unique gift to share, and their superpower in whatever they decide to do with their walk of life and their career. And that is going to shine through, and that is going to connect with your specific avatar if you're choosing your avatar right.
Absolutely.
Because they will choose you if you're saying the right things.
Yeah. You'll attract them.
Exactly.
You'll attract that ideal client. And besides, there's plenty of clients out there.
And know this, if there's a whole bunch of different type of people that do the same thing that you do, then you know the market bears it. It's a good sign that there's awesome possibility and potential for you to make money in this market.
Makes you
Otherwise,
wonder
there wouldn't be a whole bunch of people doing it.
Why we certify coaches when it's the fastest growing industry.
That's right.
Seriously. And that's because there's so many people that need help.
Seriously.
There's so many people. Look, school doesn't teach you this stuff. College doesn't teach it. Most corporations and companies aren't teaching this to employees. Like, the whole enigma of mindset and what we do as far as, not, I don't want to say motivation, but it's really, it's learning at the unconscious level. It's learning what you think you know that you don't know, that once you know, you'll get a lot more knowledge and be more successful and help more people. So if I lost
when
you,
when you're networking too, something we're going to talk about a little later is like, taking the contacts and converting them and putting them into a CRM and all that stuff. And another thing is that while you're doing this, something that we didn't do because I wasn't on social media at all, is you can build your social media as you're doing the networking, because you're connecting and you're taking those people and liking them on Facebook and starting to build your following that way if you don't have a following already.
There's something also to be said with a little bit of both. Like, there's balance. We hustled the networking and we networked our butts off. And I've said this multiple times in different places, and we still need connection. Yeah. Like, I built an online real estate brokerage. That's how I started. And I scaled it purely by making cold calls and put the systems in place to leverage it online now. And here's the thing about that is, at the end of the day, I'm an internet marketer with the rest of them, and we still need human connection and human interaction. So I think that's really powerful and important, that if you're getting like really tired of just, being in the hole and doing videos and, internet marketing and banging out content and building your next funnel and blah, 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 webinars, there's something to be said to like get out there and connect with some people too. Like, it's refreshing to connect with another human being and not just right here on social media and other platforms.
Yeah, I was talking to a woman the other day at Society We in the gathering, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm a solopreneur, and I've been in my house, and it's just so nice to be around people again." Because entrepreneurship can be lonely. I mean, I got him to bounce off of all the time, and have fun with, and also react from each other. So we're always keeping each other company.
Yeah.
With people that are
it is
the
a lonely
one-time
place, though.
yeah,
it can be.
It
doesn't have to be.
So get out and connect with people and find where you feel rejuvenated. Like also School of Inner Beauty. I mean, it's a great way for women to get together and connect and sit in circle together. And a lot of business happens there too. Society We is great. The men need to get their shit together. What the hell?
Well, we're working on that.
They need a men tribe group at night. Whatever that
I'm
looks
working
like.
on that.
Yeah, it's about time.
I'm working on that.
All the women are talking about how that needs to happen.
Really?
Yes.
It's that big of a thing?
Because all their husbands and boyfriends.
Well, I'm waiting for my brother to get back in town, and we're gonna do some
by
stuff.
themselves.
Yeah. We'll get it going.
All right, we're speaking about it now. It's gonna happen. Yes.
Preach, Hannah. Preach.
Woo! All right, guys. Well, we're super excited. Take all this stuff and share it if you find valuable, or you can also find all of our stuff in sequential order on our YouTube channel, Yager Training. And also invite a friend to our Yager Training group, please. We want to build a community of like-minded thinkers that are taking their life to the next level. If
you're watching this on the replay, comment below if any of this helped. If you want to add to it and you've got some advice or some wisdom you'd love to share, we'd love to be open about and hear what you have to say. We always want
feedback, folks. Feedback gives us more. It's a gift. Yes, it gives us more insight of what we can share and also how we can become the best versions of ourselves.
How to grow.
Yes, we love feedback.
Awesome. Happy Wednesday. Make it a great rest of the day.
Bye. Love you all.